I never thought a Tuesday afternoon would be the day my entire life cracked open in public right there under fluorescent mall lights with strangers watching and my dignity hanging by a thread. One minute I was just a pregnant woman trying to meet her husband for lunch. The next minute I was standing frozen, hand on my belly, realizing the man I married had already left me long before I caught him with another woman. And yeah, that's when everything started. I was 8 months pregnant, tired in that deep-bone way you don't complain about because everyone tells you it's normal. My name back then was Lena Carter, and my husband Evan Blake was a rising tech executive who loved control almost as much as he loved appearances. That lunch was supposed to be a reset, his idea, something he said would make me feel included again. I believed him because that's what I did back then. I believed him even when my instincts whispered otherwise. I remember waddling through Northbridge Plaza, feet aching in shoes. Evan insisted looked more professional. One hand supporting my back, the other resting on my stomach as my baby shifted and kicked like she sensed my nerves. I kept telling myself, just get through lunch. Smile, don't start a fight. Don't be emotional. Funny how women are trained to manage everyone else's comfort even while carrying another human inside them. Then I saw him. Evan standing outside a high-end jewelry store looking relaxed, confident. And standing far too close to him was Mara Collins, his executive assistant. Younger, sharper, dressed in red like she knew exactly what she was doing. The way she laughed, the way her hand rested on his arm, it wasn't subtle. It was deliberate, like she wanted me to see. When I said his name softly at first, he turned around with annoyance instead of surprise. No warmth, no guilt. Just irritation, like I'd shown up uninvited. Mara didn't even pretend to step back. She smiled at me slow and smug and said, "Oh, you must be Lena. Evan's buying me something special. A little thank you gift." I waited for him to correct her, to laugh it off, to say she was joking. He didn't. He just kept looking at the display case, nodding like this was completely normal. That's when my chest tightened, like something fragile inside me finally snapped. I asked him what was going on. My voice shook not because I was weak, but because I was realizing I had been lied to for a long time. Evan sighed loud enough for people nearby to hear and said, "Can we not do this here? You're being dramatic." Dramatic. 8 months pregnant, standing next to my husband and his mistress, and I was the problem. Mara laughed sharp and cruel and said, "Honestly, Evan, you didn't exaggerate. Pregnancy really changes people." She looked me up and down like I was a before picture she'd already surpassed. "You look exhausted." I felt my baby kick hard and instinctively I pressed my palm to my stomach. That moment grounded me. I asked him how long it had been going on. He didn't answer. Mara did. She leaned up and kissed him right there, slow and intentional eyes locked on mine the entire time. And he let her. That's when the crowd started noticing. Conversations hushed. Phones came out. I didn't care. I asked him again, louder this time. He snapped, said I'd been impossible since getting pregnant, said everything had to be about me now. That one hurt more than I expected because I had given up my job, my independence, my sense of self to support his career. And he reduced it all to an inconvenience. I tried to walk away. I didn't want my child's first memory of the world to be stress and humiliation. Evan grabbed my arm. Hard. Told me to stop embarrassing him. I told him to let go. He didn't. Then he slapped me. The sound echoed. I tasted blood. For half a second, everything went silent like the world needed a moment to catch up. I stumbled back, hand on my cheek, the other over my belly as my baby started moving frantically. People gasped. Someone yelled. And that's when a security guard stepped between us. His name tag said Ray, late 50s, calm, eyes, steady presence. He told Evan to step back. Evan laughed, called him a mall cop, said this was a private matter. Ray didn't raise his voice. He didn't need to. He said, "You just assaulted a pregnant woman in public." Police were called. Witnesses spoke up. Evan lied without hesitation, said I attacked him first. Mara backed him up, calling me unstable, emotional, obsessed. But too many people had seen the truth. Security footage didn't blink. Neither did the witnesses. At the hospital, everything felt unreal. Private room, nurses moving quickly, questions about my stress levels, and Ray stayed nearby quietly making calls advocating for me when I didn't even know what to ask for. My sister Naomi arrived furious and focused already switching into lawyer mode. That night I went to a safe house, alone, shaking, convinced my life was over. The next morning, Ray showed up with coffee made exactly how I liked it. No sugar, extra cream. He brought things I hadn't even realized I needed. When I finally asked him why he was doing all this, why he cared so much, he sat down and told me the truth. He wasn't just a security guard, he was my father. The man I was told had died when I was a teenager. The man whose absence shaped every relationship I'd ever had. He had walked away years ago, choosing work over family, and lost us. He spent years trying to become someone worthy of coming back, watching from a distance, helping quietly. And when he saw Evan raise his hand to me, he didn't hesitate. I was angry, hurt, confused. You don't just reappear like that. But I also saw something real. He didn't try to control the situation. He listened when I said I wanted justice, not revenge. Evan's case went to court. The evidence was overwhelming. The assault, the financial manipulation, the lies. He was convicted, sentenced. And when he was led away, I didn't feel triumph. I felt free. Outside the courthouse, I spoke. Not for sympathy, but for truth. I talked about how abuse doesn't start with violence. It starts with control dismissal, making you doubt your own reality. I talked about how easy it is to normalize harm when it comes from someone you love. And right there in front of cameras and strangers, my contractions started. My daughter was born that night. Strong, loud, alive, a reminder that something good can come from something broken. So here's my question to you. Where do you draw the line between loyalty and self-betrayal? Between forgiveness and self-respect? If you've ever witnessed something like this or lived through it yourself, speak up. Share your thoughts. Because silence is where this kind of harm survives, and stories like mine only matter if they help someone else stand up sooner.